The following is a presentation of TFNN. It is now time for Living a Primal Lifestyle with your host, Nico de Haan. And now, here's Nico de Haan.
Hi folks, welcome to Living a Primal Lifestyle. I'm your host, Nico de Haan. It's Friday, June 22nd, 2012, and it's time to talk about your health, fitness, and diet. My call-in number is 877-927-6648 if you'd like to join the show. Our international number is 727-445-1044. Please subscribe to Health Signals, my newsletter. Issue 12 is out, and by signing up for it, you receive 2 issues each month for only $10 a month. I receive those issues on the first and third Friday of each and every month. Try it free for 30 days, and you may cancel your subscription at any time. If you want information about the Primal Diet, how to remain healthy and fit, this is the newsletter you want. My email address is nico@tfnn.com if you have any questions or comments. Hope everybody is feeling great in the chat room, streaming live on the internet, on Tiger TV, and on the radio. It's partly cloudy, about 82 degrees in downtown Clearwater today, folks. It's a beautiful day. It's cool here in Florida, and that's why we like the cloud cover, but not too nice for the beach, but, you know, you take what you can get. That's the way I look at it. I'd like to remind everybody that we've got Tiger Dollars. I think this is the last week for it. You buy $500, you get $600, so that's a 20% bonus. You buy buy 800, you get 1,000. That's 25% bonus. And you buy 1150, you get 1,500. That's a 30% bonus. So, you know, that's a lot of money, Tiger Dollars you can spend on anywhere. Of course, I want you to spend it on my Health Signals newsletter. Lots of other great newsletters on the TFNN.com site. And if you look at the TFNN.com site, right now you'll find that right in the center of the page there, it's Tiger Dollars. Sign up for it now. Great way to get to save some money. And we all like to save money, don't we? I think we do. That's where it's all at. So how's everybody today? I hope everybody had a great week. A lot of things going on here. I got a few items I want to go over. One thing is, and this was brought to my attention by one of my listeners, leucine. That's Leucin, which is an amino acid. Its designation means it's essential. It means that it's an amino acid that cannot be made by humans, and it is essential to our diet. But according to a growing body of scientific research, leucine may be essential to prevent age-related muscle loss. And muscle in adults is constantly being built and broken down. When we are young, our body keeps these two processes in balance. But as we age, the balance starts to shift towards the breakdown side of the equation. This process is similar to the situation that many women feel with osteoporosis. However, numerous studies are showing that the addition of the amino acid leucine to the diet of aging individuals can reverse the condition. According to the research, leucine stimulates new muscle growth. It's a major amino acid responsible for muscle-producing capabilities of food. Adding leucine to meal increases muscle growth by 50 to 70%. It works best when taken with a mixed carb and protein diet, and this is due to the insulin surge that comes from carbohydrates in a meal and the other amino acids, the essential ones that are present in that process. Let me just get rid of this screen here so I can see what's going on. The change in leucine levels in the blood seems to be more important than the overall amount. Therefore, it's best to take a small serving of leucine with a meal, wait a few hours, and let the leucine level drop, and then you can take another serving with some food. Leucine supplementation also has been shown to be effective as a supplement for athletes interested in adding functional muscle mass. And I got wind of this through one of my listeners that is going through a chemo process and losing muscle mass. And so this is actually helping, and almost immediate reaction. Within the week, she noticed that the muscle was changing. So very cool. And you'll find this in some of the great whey products, the isolated whey products that are in the protein whey that people use for bodybuilding and just general health. And certainly I use grass-fed whey as a supplement a few times a week, and find that it really does help me, and it's a nice way to get a quick meal if you're in a hurry or you don't want a big bulk in your stomach, and it's liquid, so it starts to be absorbed quite quickly. So that's a good thing. Another thing is this study of the saffron extract appetite suppressant. And it's a way to make your food that you're eating more satisfying. One of the ways to fight obesity is through the development of appetite suppressants. Appetite suppressants such as the saffron extract, cetriol, is claimed to put a stop to what is called emotional eating. Emotional eating is where, under times of stress or low energy, individuals tend to snack on comfort food, which in turn possibly increases the hormone serotonin that fires up the pleasure center of the brain. The saffron extract, cetriol, I believe it's called, it's S-A-T-I-E-R-I-A-L, is believed to suppress the appetite by turning up the serotonin levels and thereby making individuals less likely to feel the need to snack in order to feel better. While claims on television did not identify a specific study, a search of relevant scientific literature has turned up a 2010 study that tests the effect of this extract against the placebo in a group of mildly overweight women. And it found that emotional eating really primarily occurs in females and affects about 2 to 5% of the population. Previous studies have shown that the feeling of fullness can be achieved by eating fiber-rich foods and thereby can result in weight loss. However, such measures are often temporary and necessitate the need for other measures to address the appetite suppressant. And the study, it goes on to explain the study. But basically the study results are, at the end of the study period, 60 participants, 31 receiving the extract and 29 receiving the placebo, successfully completed all the tasks in their daily, and the data was analyzed. One group in the placebo group were found not to lose any weight, but the ones that were taking the supplement were losing weight over the 8-week period. And how much weight does it say? Doesn't really say how much weight they lost. Yeah, here it is, the bottom, naturally. About 3 pounds in 4 weeks. So not a lot, but snacking tends to put it on at a small level, like a pound a week you can gain. But if you add that up over a year, then you're gaining 52 pounds. So, I think things like this is something to try, and it seems to work. So I would suggest trying it. A couple of things in the paper I found pretty interesting. One of these things is a probiotic punch when you eat healthful bacteria. This is for pistachio eaters. And the way they analyze this is people who eat pistachio, and they analyze their poop, basically, as they found that there was a probiotic compound in there. So the probiotic, this apparently gets your probiotics in your stomach to multiply, and therefore will help you. So, the thing about nuts is that an ounce of pistachio is about 160 calories or so. So don't eat a lot of them, but, a good handful of nuts. And I don't know, it doesn't say here whether it's raw or not, but raw is a good idea, and I think if you get it, you can get them roasted, and I like the roasted ones. I tend to eat a lot more of the roasted ones than I do the raw ones, so I tend to pick up the raw ones. And the roasted ones also have salt in them, and that can be help the addiction process too. Let's see what else I got here. Tai Chi helps the brain grow. This was, I think, in yesterday's paper. And the link is promising in the fight of dementia, says a USF expert in the study. So Tai Chi, of course, is a martial art that's become popular because it has the gentle movements involved in it. So, Tai Chi is, I've done Tai Chi I did it for about a year. My mother was very into Tai Chi, and she really liked it. She, at that time, was in her 70s and 80s. She died in her early 90s. But, it really helped her to stimulate her muscle growth, keep her balance. Of course, there's a lot of flexibility involved in Tai Chi, too. So it's a good thing to start, Tai Chi, yoga, or the other martial arts. Naturally, I participate in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Great stuff. But any martial arts can give you some nice discipline and hopefully makes you more conscious of what you want to do with your body and how you want to strengthen it, how you want flexibility to enhance your ability to do these things. So all these things, we have so much information these days on the internet that you can actually Google this on YouTube, and you find a lot of little routines that you can start, and you're just in your home. Doesn't cost you a thing. Nice if you like group participation. Tai Chi classes tend to be less expensive because they're done in a group. I wouldn't recommend doing private lessons with any kind of martial arts in the beginning because you learn much more in a group, and it's a slow process. You have to be patient with going into any type of martial arts. And Tai Chi has really been found under this study that it's great for people who walk, that it's gentle, but it requires concentration to master and move correctly through the precise movements and poses. And, I think you might dig something like that. What else is in here? Oh, this is an interesting study. A study chooses boxers' shorts over briefs. And they found, they had British researchers studied 2,249 men. And this was a fertility study. And so you're going to be a lot more fertile if you have boxers over briefs. So the other way around, I guess you think if you're thinking about birth control, then maybe you want to wear some real tight briefs, and that'll stop you from producing some real active sperm. But that's the general consensus. And I think this has really, been found that to be true. I mean, this is I've read studies that go back 15, 20 years that have said the same thing. So, choose what you want. Folks, my new Health Signals newsletter is still out there. Got another one coming up in a couple of weeks. So please go to the TFNN website and check it out. I've got a sample up there. But if you want to learn how to stay healthy, you want some good recipes, you want know some good exercise, or just stay up on the news about being healthy, then pick up the newsletter. The number here is 877-927-6648, and lines are open right now. I'll be back in a couple of minutes.
In just December of last year, the price of gold was down over 10%. In today's highly volatile gold market, you need someone in your corner that understands the complex relationships that exist within the price of gold, as well as within a variety of gold equities. Whether it's the South African gold miners and knowing how the rand-dollar relationship will affect their bottom line, or understanding how John Paulson's $5 billion trade in the GLD can move the market, Tom O'Brien gives you the direction you need to become a better trader each week in his newsletter, The Gold Report. With over 20 individual equities covered and almost another 20 on the potential watch list each week, in addition to covering the XAU, HUI, GLD, and dollar, The Gold Report is a great source for any trader that is looking to be diversified in today's volatile gold market. For your 30-day free trial to Tom O'Brien's Gold Report, log on to TFNN.com today. Don't miss out on this great offer. Act now. You take a hands-on approach to managing your investment strategy. You're always looking for the next trading opportunity to magnify your perspective. Direction Shares connects sophisticated traders with a powerful array of ETFs from a wide range of asset classes. The markets may go up and down, and you want tools for both sides of the trade. Discover how we can help at DirectionShares.com today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction Shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction Shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction Shares at 800-851-0511. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors employing dynamic strategies. Investors in the fund should understand the consequences of seeking daily investment results, understand the risk of shorting, and intend to actively monitor and manage their investments. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
Stock market corrections are the number one reason that a buy and hold investment strategy produces the poorest results, and I have 73 years of data that proves it. Now, the good thing about economic difficult times is that the worst economy can produce the best rewards in the shortest period of time. In fact, during the last 130 years, 61% of that time period has been spent in recession. And if you're one of the 70% of American households relying on their 401ks and IRAs for retirement, you need the single strategy that is bulletproof against the turmoil of our stock markets. Go to the homepage at TFNN.com. Under Breaking News, click on Success is a Numbers Game to receive this must-have free report. This bulletproof strategy may be days away from giving the next signal. Don't neglect your retirement, and don't neglect this signal. If you're even a little bit interested in accumulating wealth, providing a better life for you and your family, then go to TFNN.com to order your free copy of Success is a Numbers Game today. Implement the disciplines contained in this report, and success will be yours for the taking.
Kate Stalter's exciting newsletter, Low Priced Leaders, has just launched, and now is a great time to get a 2-week free trial. Every Wednesday afternoon, Kate sends out her weekly newsletter to her subscribers where she focuses on small cap stocks with market caps under $2 billion, as well as low-priced equities with share prices ranging from $5 to $12. Kate tracks a variety of stocks with a combination of strong technical support and solid fundamentals. Many of the stocks featured will be recent IPOs. These newer issues are often some of the biggest price gainers in the market and provide an excellent opportunity for substantial gains if timed correctly. You can catch Kate Stalter live on Tiger TV with her Small Cap Roundup every Tuesday and Thursday at 11 a.m. Eastern Time, and visit TFNN.com right now to get your 2-week free trial to her brand new newsletter, Low Priced Leaders, while locking in the low introductory monthly rate of only $37.50 per month, almost a 50% discount. Act now.
This segment is brought to you by Great Panther Silver. For more information, just click the Great Panther Silver banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Welcome back to the program, folks. This is Nico on Living a Primal Lifestyle. I'd like to remind you about our Tiger Dollars. Go to the front of the TFNN page and you'll see Tiger Dollars. Great way to save money and buy things on the TFNN site. Also remind you to please pick up my Health Signals newsletter. I've got a great issue out there with all kinds of things to keep you healthy, keep you in the know about what you should or should not be doing health-wise, fitness-wise, and just to keep yourself on top of things. I got some beautiful recipes in there and some great exercises for you too. Now, one of the things about when you're active, you need to know what the difference is between just resting or recovering. Now, these two words, rest and recovery, have distinctly different meanings when applied to health, fitness, or athletic contexts. Recovery can encompass many different behaviors and strategies, but it is fundamentally different than just resting. Rest is simply the absence of effort or movement and the absence of exertion. Think taking a day off from exercise or sport, napping, chilling on the couch, or rotting your brain with Jersey Shore or Lost reruns, and going to bed nice and early so you get adequate sleep. All this is fine and good, but resting is only a small part of true recovery. Recovery is a restorative process by which you regain the state of normalcy, healthy and in balance. If your normal is not healthy, perhaps you should spend some time recovering and considering that. Recovery is far more than just taking a day off from training. Recovery, genuine recovery, includes adequate rest, but also must include the engaged, deliberate exertion of a cogent plan to offset the physical and psychological cost of your training. And the blogger here writes, I see more subacute and chronic injuries resulting from inadequate recovery from exercises, especially high-intensity programs like we like to get involved in, than resulting from an acute or traumatic incident. The primary fault lies with inadequate or improper recovery from exercise, not the type or intensity of the exercise. To put another way, if you're not hurting yourself doing pull-ups, more often than not, it's because you're not properly recovering. What did it say here? I read that wrong. It's not that you're hurting yourself doing pull-ups. More often than not, it's because you're not properly recovering from the pull-ups. I believe that a high-intensity exercise program is both effective and sustainable lifelong only when combined with good nutrition and recovery practices. Merely taking a day off from exercise when you're feeling overtrained is a slacker's version of recovery, he says. One of the many things you should underscore during your training is the discipline to take some time off. Stress is stress, so any kind of stress, when you're working like that, you may be, sedentary at your work. Behind a computer and think, well, you're resting and now you can go and go back to the gym and do these high-intensity exercises that we talk about as a part of the primal living paradigm. That's not necessarily true. Recovery also means very good nutrition. It does mean getting enough sleep, but it also means getting some other activities in there, like Tai Chi that I talked about earlier, or doing a flexibility type program, or just learning how to chill out, how to do a meditation. Very, very important to get the mind involved and know what your goals are when you're doing any kind of strenuous exercise. And strenuous exercise is what I really highly recommend to get that heart rate up real high. And the good thing about that, it really drops your length of time that you need to exercise. No more 1 hour or 2 hour workouts that you have to do. You don't have to go bike riding for 50, 60 miles to be healthy and fit, and even to elevate your competition level in a sport. Rest is so important. A lot of times I'll take 2 or 3 days off in a row not doing any type of exercise besides maybe stretching and learning how to relax. I do a lot of that by reading, but I also do a lot of it by just sitting still and learning, getting my breathing in sync and listening to my body and finding out what is bothering me physically and mentally too. It's kind of going over myself and in my mind and saying, what am I doing right here and what type of things should I be changing? A very important part of it. Folks, I'll be back in a couple of minutes. We have a special today with the Tiger Dollars, so I think it lasts the whole next week, so it's one more week to go, and it's a good way to spend your money on Tiger. TFNN.com. Also, pick up my Health Signals newsletter, and the number here is 877-927-6648. Please join the show, and we'll have a little conversation. So I'll be back in a couple of minutes.
Like a personal update from Tom O'Brien as to what equities he's trading and what his daily trading plan is before the market opens each morning? Every market day, Tom O'Brien sends out his daily newsletter, Market Insights, to hundreds of subscribers that rely on his daily recommendations when it comes to navigating these highly volatile markets we're dealing with. As recently as May 21st, Market Insights subscribers closed out all 5 open positions for a combined profit of over 68% in one day. Profits ranged from 6.5% to over 24%, and all of these trades trades had been initiated within the previous 30 days. Now is the perfect time to get a 2-week free trial to Tom O'Brien's explosive trading newsletter, Market Insights, an $85 value. Tom breaks down the market each morning with his market take and provides trade recommendations including precise stops and target profit zones, leaving nothing left to guessing. Log on to TFNN.com today and sign up for your 2-week free trial. Make sure you're a subscriber the next time Market Insights subscribers close out multiple winning trades. Take action and sign up for your free trial today. Has the current market volatility continued to stop you out of trades when temporary market spikes move against you? Now is the perfect time to open up an account with Nadex. Nadex, the North American Derivatives Exchange, is a new and innovative Chicago-based exchange registered with the Commodity Futures Trading Commission, and unlike most other exchanges, Nadex allows you to trade directly through them with direct market access when using their trading platform. Nadex never charges a fee to use their platform, which even includes real-time charts and full customization capability. One of the advantages of trading with Nadex in volatile markets is that your risk is always capped, and you have the advantage of keeping your trades open even when the market temporarily spikes against you. Nadex's innovation has allowed them to come up with a line of unique short-term binary options that are unavailable anywhere else. See how it works at nadex.com. That's NADEX.com, or click on the Nadex banner on the front page of TFNN.com. Futures and options trading involves risk and may not be appropriate for all investors.
Put the power of the Chapman Wave methodology to work for you. No matter what market you trade, what time frame you trade in, or your trading style, the Opening Call, Basil Chapman's daily market newsletter, is bursting with the information and trades you need to become a more successful trader.
I've been using Basil Chapman's Chapman Wave methodology for several years now. His Chapman Wave can be used for any time period for not only equities, but futures, currencies, commodities. I've been also a subscriber of his Opening Call, which I find an invaluable tool to help me analyze the potential of the market each day. He gives you opportunities to go short and long. It includes recommendations on stocks. I strongly recommend people using the Chapman Wave, and I very, very strongly support the use of his Opening Call.
To find out more about Basil Chapman and his Chapman Wave methodology, and to get your 2-week free trial of the Opening Call, a $64 value, visit TFNN.com today.
TFNN has just launched our most exciting sale ever. If you purchase any amount of Tiger Dollars before Sunday, June 24th, you'll receive access to 7 live 90-minute webinars hosted by each of our technicians here at TFNN. Not only do you get a 20 to 30% bonus on your purchase as you normally do with Tiger Dollars, but with this one-of-a-kind offer, you get over $1,000 in added value completely free. Each 90-minute live webinar usually sells for $149, and you get all 7 of them absolutely free. Tom O'Brien, Steve Rhodes, Basil Chapman, Larry Pesavento, Ken Shreve, Dave White, and Kate Stalter. You get all 7 classes completely free. Whether you're an experienced trader or you're completely new to the markets, this sale is perfect for all levels of investors. Don't miss out on our best Tiger Dollar sale ever. Visit the front page of TFNN.com today and purchase your Tiger Dollars before June 24th. Don't wait and risk missing out on this one-of-a-kind offer. Act now.
This segment is brought to you by Crocodile Gold. For more information, just click the Crocodile Gold banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Welcome back to the show, folks. I'd like to remind you of the Tiger Dollars here on Living a Primal Lifestyle. And one thing I didn't mention is that you get 10 hours of the seminar free, as Steve just said in the promo there. So, and this thing ends on Sunday. I was wrong. It doesn't go all next week. So it's to the end of this week, and then one more day on Sunday, which is the first day of the week. So, time to check it out and get busy. Now, so we talk a lot about health here on our show, and I think health really begins with your attitude, with your willingness to set up yourself to succeed. With a positive attitude, things appear balanced and in the right place. With a negative attitude, things appear unbalanced and out of place. I learned early in life that I always had a choice about how I felt. I also had a choice about the things that I did and the people that I hung around with. The definition of attitude is the manner, your disposition, your feelings, your position in life with regard to a person or a thing, the tendency or orientation. And It's, especially in the mind, position or posture of the body appropriate to the expression of an action or emotion. That's a nice definition. But for me, attitude really began with my dad. He had an attitude he always carried with him. He always said, "Can I be that lucky?" He would always ask himself that question. I heard him say it often. But I never really understood what he meant until just before he died in the summer of 1990. We had all gathered around a table for dinner at my sister's place on my parents' 50th wedding anniversary. My mother, sister, her husband, her son, his fiancée at the time, my mother's cousin, and myself, and his wife and myself. My father was at the head of the table, and he wanted to tell us a story. So Dad began his story. He said, when I was young, I was told by someone that I had a hole in my heart. So he said, so I told people I want them to feel sorry for me. I was born with a hole in my heart. I told many people this until one day somebody said to me, "You don't have a hole in your head, son." He says, "You got a hole in your head." Needless to say, he says, I never told that story again. No hole in my heart, I thought to myself. Can I be that lucky? Well, when I was 18, I was in a bicycle club in Holland and met a girl there. Her name was Trudy. Why, I thought she was the most beautiful girl in the world. Over the next couple of years, we spent as much time together as possible, and I fell in love. I wanted to marry her, but she lived far away in The Hague, and I lived in Amsterdam. And I thought her parents would never agree to this, and they would say no anyway. So I said to myself, could I be that lucky for her to say yes? Can I be that lucky for her parents to say yes? Well, she did say yes, and so did they. We got married in 1940 during the war. Things were not easy then. We desperately wanted children, but Trudy had miscarried. We kept trying, and Trudy got pregnant when the Germans marched in and occupied Holland. I remember being called to the hospital when it was time for her to deliver. It had been a hard pregnancy, so I rushed to the hospital. All I wanted was for Trudy and the baby to be healthy, and I thought to myself, could I be that lucky? Everything was fine, and we had a beautiful baby girl, and we named her Cornelia Johanna. I was that lucky. Things were getting worse with the occupation, and I was working with the underground resistance movement, so I was often in hiding. In 1944, during the beginning of the hunger winter, I again was called to the hospital because Trudy was delivering again. When I got to the hospital, the nurse asked me what I wanted, a boy or girl. I told her, as long as it was healthy, it didn't matter. She said, but you must have a preference. I said, well, we have a girl now, so it'd be wonderful to have a boy, but could I be that lucky? You are, she said, and my son Nico was born. So after the war ended, I dreamed of moving out of Holland, fearing someday another war would come, and I really didn't want my children going through what we had experienced. It would be hard, and I asked myself again, could I be that lucky? Well, in 1951, we had saved enough money to migrate to Canada. I arrived first by plane, and 3 months later I sent for my wife and my children. Again, I was that lucky. Solely, I sponsored Trudy's two sisters and their families, her brother and his wife, her father, my brother and his wife. We were lucky and we were happy. During the 1960s, things were hard again, and there was a recession in Canada. I heard things were better in the United States, but it was difficult to migrate without a sponsor. A few years earlier, Trudy and I had spent some time in South Florida on vacation. I thought to myself, boy, could I ever be that lucky to live in a place like this? Well, in 1962, I found a job in Detroit, saved enough money in a year to buy a home, and moved my family to Detroit, Michigan. Finally, in 1972, Trudy and I moved to South Florida. Again, I was that lucky. I got to retire in Florida, and life here has been a wonderful thing. Years later, my children moved here, and I felt again lucky. As you all know, I now have pancreatic cancer and have only a little time left. Few of us know when we are going to die. I asked myself, could I be that lucky to know? I feel lucky because I know I can say goodbye, and I can thank all of you for sharing with me my lucky life. You know, I have a lot of great memories with my father, but that was probably one of the really defining moments which really put my life in perspective. And now I always find myself asking myself, could I be that lucky? My dad, he died that December. So my father taught me how to be lucky and how to have a great, sense about myself. And for this, you need to take chances. You too can be lucky. Here are some of the attitudes that you need to adapt. First of all, get uncomfortable. Taking risks will present many more opportunities than if you live your life in fear of rejection or embarrassment. Instead of asking yourself, what's the worst thing that could happen? Ask, what's the best thing that could happen? Another thing is be curious. An interesting person is a curious person. Lucky people are curious and observant, eager to explore the world around them. Lucky people do not just hide in place with blinders on. They open their eyes to everything and throw themselves in the world of possibilities. Of course, think positive. The power of positive thinking is very real. Before you do anything, tell yourself you are lucky and you will have more confidence. You look at the world in a new, fresh way and seize opportunities when they appear. If you continue to tell yourself that you are not lucky, then this will be the self-fulfilling prophecy. Another thing is never give up. Unlucky people collapse under bad luck. Lucky people treat bad luck as a learning experience. Thomas Edison tested thousands of possibilities before he discovered the light bulb. Don't allow the fear of failure to stop. Never give up. Live on the lucky side of life. Unlucky people are more tense, they're anxious and negative than those people who consider themselves lucky. When negative things happen to them, they focus on the things that went wrong as opposed to what they went right. Those who focus on the negatives often believe they are cursed. Those who focus on the positive believe they are lucky and have the greatest success in life. My dad always also taught me the power of questions. The power of questions comes from not answering them, but letting the universe answer them for you. So the need for questions to, you need them to be powerful. And the questions are the power you need in your life. What these questions allow you to do is to take steps to answer them one step at a time. Even the smallest steps leads you towards the answer, and the answer is active inside the question you ask. There are real power in these opening-ended questions. Even a small step in the direction of your dream empowers the action towards the results you want. It's really that simple. Things either bring you up or they bring you down. And since we have a choice, always choose the positive attitude. Since we have a choice, always choose a positive, open-ending question. If I was preparing to make a speech in front of a large group, I would form questions like this. What would it be like to be a powerful speaker? How would I feel if I made a powerful speech? Then I would not answer that question, but leave it open for the universe to answer it for me. Then I practice the speech with the questions firmly planted in my mind. There is power of being authentic, honest, and direct with yourself and with others. How does the truth make you feel? It makes me feel up, better, it's better balanced, a higher and lighter feeling. And how does lying make you feel? Well, it brings you down. It makes you feel worse, unbalanced, a lower and heavier feeling. What if everything you did was right, even if it felt wrong at the time that you did it? What if you have unlimited talents and unmeasurable abilities? What if you are capable of infinite possibilities? Answering these questions and receiving the answers are only possible if you let the universe answer the question for you. Now here's a great question. What if you are the answer the world needs? And just fill in the blanks. Do you feel the power? I do this. It gives me a great power inside. This kind of question is filled with passion, and passion brings about a movement. The power to move forward with your goals, your dreams, your infinite, powerful life. What if you are the only thing that is standing in your own way? You ever hear the phrase, asking you shall receive? I think it's in the Bible. By asking what you can add to your life, you create an invitation for the universe to send you new ideas you may have not looked at before. This question also avoids a danger if you are creative. Creative people are not comfortable with boredom. If you are creative anyway and you don't have enough activity in your life, you can become the obsessive compulsive creator of really meaningless activities. You will likely have unfortunate consequences in your life just to make sure you have enough stuff to do. So questions to ask during adversity are, how can I use this to my advantage? And what's right about this that I'm not getting? Do you find yourself always asking, what is wrong with me? Why can't I be successful? What's wrong with me? Why can't I be happy as I would like to be? What's wrong? Why can't I do things right? What if there's truly nothing wrong with you? What if there's nothing ever wrong with you, whatever you do? Ever. Start asking the question instead, every time you think of there is something wrong with you. What is right about me that I'm not getting? Much more powerful. Notice how much easier it is to come out of judgment of yourself when you ask this question. What else do you notice when you're asking this? Anything that makes you feel balanced in your life is true for you. Anything that makes you feel unbalanced in your life is not true. It's a lie. When asking what is wrong with you, doesn't that make you feel worse and unbalanced? When you're asking what is right about me that I'm not getting, doesn't that make you feel more balanced and better? So you just notice what happens when you ask yourself a positive question. What changes for you when you ask positively? A more balanced feeling, isn't it? If you ever lost a job or suffered some financial loss, or only to see it was actually a positive step maybe months or years later, you're familiar with how powerful asking positive questions are. By asking the positive question, you fast forward to the awareness you would otherwise have to wait months or years to get. That awareness can then be used to help you advance, keep you balanced, keep you healthy, or make you more money. Another question that creates awareness which could initially be painful but results in eventually more balance is, what did I deny or I knew or pretend not to know about? And you kind of fill in the blanks there. Somewhere in the universe there's a warning sign, a feeling that you ignored. It's not about judging yourself or blaming yourself for mistakes. You know, what if all the mistakes were exactly what was required to bring you to where you are now? Were to make you better and even more successful. By looking at what we knew before making the mistake, you can learn to identify the energy of it so that the next time you have that feeling, you'll know to ask the questions before moving forward. Here's an example of one of those things. For everything that happens in your life, especially things you see as negative, ask yourself, would a healthy, balanced person truly choose this? If they would not, then what reason are you doing that? You know, being part of a positive attitude is really what propels me through every day of my life. It's the thing that drives me. And, you know, one of the bloggers in our chat room says, we are what we think. And that's so true. So we think negatively, we're going to be negative. So, and Ken from Philly was just saying, hey, Nico, I drank Tiger Brew this AM. Hey, I had mine too, and it's a beautiful thing. And, you know, the one thing I really want to instill in people here is to be positive in your life, whether it's with food and exercise or the business that you're doing. It's really very important to set yourself up to succeed. And succeeding in life is, you know, that's really where it's at, because that's all we have is our life. We're going towards that one goal of dying. And maybe there's something after that. Who knows? Anyway, folks, I'll be back in a couple of minutes. Pick up those Tiger Dollars. You just have a couple more days. And also pick up my Health Signals newsletter. And the number is 877-927-6648. And I'll be right back.
If you're an investor looking for a great weekly investment newsletter, then now is the perfect time to try out Ken Shreve's Ultimate Growth Stocks. Every Tuesday, Ken breaks down multiple sectors in his weekly newsletter, Ultimate Growth Stocks, with a full in-depth report including specific trading recommendations within his model portfolio, charts, sector analysis, upcoming economic data, along with intra-week trading updates on newsletter positions whenever the market dictates. Right now, you can receive a full month, that's 30 days, to evaluate Ken's newsletter free of charge to see if it fits your trading plan. At less than $75 per month, Ken provides you with his expert trading advice that can pay for itself in no time. Take advantage of this great offer by signing up for a 30-day free trial to Ken Shreve's Ultimate Growth Stocks today. Don't let this offer pass you by. Visit the front page of TFNN.com and sign up now. With the launch of Tiger TV, TFNN has brought our programming to the next level. With Tiger TV, you gain access to each host charts and computer screen as they host their daily stock program. Whether it's Tom O'Brien, Steve Rhodes, Basil Chapman, Ken Shreve, Kate Stalter, Dave White, Larry Pesavento, or Victor Jones, you can catch all of our technicians hosting their programs live and archived on Tiger TV for your viewing pleasure 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. If you haven't checked out Tiger TV yet, then visit TFNN.com today to see what you're missing.
David White's newsletter, The Technology Insider, is focused like a laser on finding the next big things in technology. If you had invested only $10,000 in Microsoft in 1986, you'd have been a millionaire by 2000. Disruptive technology like Microsoft's is the key to these massive long-term profits, and the Tech Insider is the vehicle from TFNN to capitalize on these opportunities. This is the go-to newsletter that identifies, monitors, and profits on mostly little-known cutting-edge companies with great long-term prospects. David's experience is as an inventor of Emmy-winning animation products for TV and Hollywood that propelled a company public. Match that with 14 years as a full-time trader, and he's uniquely qualified to guide you through the light-speed world of ever-evolving high-tech. If you're ready to ride the next big technology bull market for less than $40 per month, log on to TFNN.com and get your 2-week free trial to the Technology Insider. Get in on the ground floor of the next big thing today.
It's that time of year again, and the Great Panther Silver Summer Silver Giveaway is back. Every day in June, Monday through Friday, we'll be giving away a Great Panther Silver 1-ounce silver bar, and all you have to do to enter is visit the front page of TFNN.com and fill out your entry. Great Panther Silver and TFNN wishing you a great start to the summer. Sign up today to have a chance to win a 1-ounce silver bar during the Great Panther Silver Summer Silver Giveaway the whole month of June at TFNN.com.
Are you looking for a precision edge in the market? Something that can stack the odds in your favor? Then look into Larry Pesavento's new trading newsletter, Patterns, Profits, and Peace of Mind. In each weekly issue, Larry explains what's going to happen in the markets based on the pattern he sees developing and gives you actionable trade ideas based on those patterns. Plus, you'll get his detailed analysis on a variety of markets and sectors, including stocks, treasury bonds, the gold market, oil, the dollar, the forex market, and more. And you'll get the Technical Corner segment, which is a short but powerful weekly training session on trading. You'll get access to all the patterns Larry is seeing in the markets, plus the Astro Harmonics and powerful Bradley stock market model that Larry utilizes for less than $5 a day. An extremely potent combination that will give you just the edge you've been looking for. Try Patterns, Profits, and Peace of Mind absolutely free for 2 weeks. Go to TFNN.com and click on the free trial link at the top of the page. That's an $85 value, yours free when you register right now. Get Larry's Patterns, Profits, and Peace of Mind and get the edge you've been looking for.
This segment is brought to you by TFNN. Test drive all the newsletters for free at TFNN.com.
Welcome back to Living a Primal Lifestyle. It's Nico here. How's everybody doing in the chat room and on the internet, on the radio, and everywhere else? You know, summertime is a time when a lot of us takes vacations and take time off work, and we travel around. And traveling has its own inherent problems when dealing with not only food but also your exposure to other kinds of things like microbes and germs out there. And one of the worst things, of course, is the traveling. Not only do we have to put up with the stupid security systems and all that crap that's in there, but we have to worry about, going through these magnetometers, going through these scanners that they say doesn't emit radiation, but they've just turned the radiation up. I heard one guy say. It's ridiculous. But there's a lot of germs on airplanes. And, of course, the air is just recirculated air. There's no fresh air coming in. So that's a bad thing to start with. But I found this article, The Invisible Peril of Air Travel, Germs Can End Up Grounding Your Vacation. Here's something to brighten up your summer travel plans. Airports and airplanes are major gathering places for microbes from around the world. That's the word from a man who should know better, Peter Shelton Sr., Vice President with the Coverall Health-Based Cleaning System, an institutional cleaning company. Nothing ruins a trip more than spending it in bed with the bug you picked up during your journey. And there's no better way to spread them than pack a lot of people into a small place. So be cautious and take steps to stay well. The very first line of defense is to carry a hand sanitizer and alcohol wipes. Then know the favorite places where germs and viruses linger. The first place is, of course, the airline toilet. The airline washroom is the germiest place on the trip, or for that matter, any toilet in a transportation hub. E. coli and other infectious agents can be on any surface. The tiny sink, door handles, even the paper dispensers have germs. The facility's devices are rarely cleaned adequately between flights, and especially continuing flights. Advice: avoid using airplane restroom. If you must use paper towels to turn the faucet on and off and to open the door. Close the lid of the toilet before flushing. Carry sanitary wipes excuse me, and use them when you exit. Number 2, onboard magazines. We all read those things, don't we? Well, with my iPad, I tend not to anymore, but passengers don't wash their hands before reading a airline magazine, and they often lick the fingers as they turn the pages. Oh, boy. Advice: bring your own reading material and avoid touching anything on the back of the seat except the emergency evacuation instructions. Use the alcohol wipes. Number 3 is the water fountains. Public drinking fountains can harbor as many as 2.7 million bacteria per square inch on the spigot. Advice: buy water from the vendor in the terminal. On the airplane, ask for bottled water from the beverage cart, as onboard tapped water can also carry microbes. Number 4, the airline pillows and blankets. Of 100 pillows and blankets on an airplane, 5 will be contaminated with the cold or flu virus from cough, sneezes, or drool. Advice: rather than risk the throw of the dice on board pillows and blankets, bring your own, the U-shaped pillows or whatever you want, or wear an extra layer of clothing if you're prone to chills. Use a coat as a blanket and ball up the sweater for a pillow. Number 5 is the security line. No one itches to walk through the airplane security line, but you may be itching afterwards, especially when you take your shoes off. Okay. So be careful when you're flying. Be careful when you're traveling, folks, because that's where you can get the germs. So boost that immune system. Eat the right way. Eat primally. Folks, that's the show today. Next week I have a special guest, Dr. Carlos Viana, and I've had him on before. A very interesting guy, and he's going to help us stay healthy. Thanks a lot. Have a great weekend.